ways I learned pretty early on was to organize my creativity by naming it and putting it in folders. So on my desktop, I have, really historical stuff, and I've got a new books little folder. And sometimes like Anila said, something will inspire me. And 3 pages of my next new book just came out. But I knew I wasn't ready to attend to that, so that goes here. And then 2 months later, the title for that book came. I just put it in there, but I stayed focused on my projects, because when you spin too many plates, we can't attend to our daily needs, right? So I just kept, focused on what's the thing right now, that's the big thing, and then keep organized my other little things. And that's when I was praying, I heard start a nonprofit. I'm like, start a nonprofit? Oh my God, start a nonprofit. I'm like, okay. And then I did, and then nothing. So I put that there. Do this. So eventually I had this big foundation set. I did one thing at a time. Some things I did, while I was doing others, and then it all filled in. It all now is what I do. It's funny, if you would have asked me 30 years ago to go look for a job, there wasn't what I do. It didn't exist. It did not exist. And today it exists. That's faith. That's following the breadcrumbs that Spirit leads for us, right? Trusting enough. Oh my God. Right? All of that that's in you is God-given, and you'll just follow it or not.
How do you do when you say you do like your meditation stuff? Like, did you always do that, or was that something that you also came into? Because like I found like I went and visited a Swami that came from India, and then I have like a personal like guru that does stuff with me here, and he's like, just set something up in your house and just sit and listen. And I'm like, so I like got all this stuff, and then I felt really comfortable. I sat down, and I'm like, I have stuff I have to do.
Right. That's how it starts.
There's things I have to do. I have, and now I'm like, am I ever gonna get that that bit of, where you sit down and you're like, okay, I can think and just clear my head. Yeah.
I think one of the things that I notice I'm saying more and more when I hear that question or meet with groups of people is that nothing else, one of the things that's most important that we learn is to sit with yourself.
And you do that every day?
Almost every day, I do. Even if it's for 5 minutes minimum. I do. I say hello, I check in, I turn my will and my life over to God. I sit, I have a pillow, I have poetry that I create.
I have all that, I just sat in front of it.
It's just discipline, spiritual discipline. And you know what? I think in the beginning, they say that the mind, this is not anything, I'm not a guru, and I don't teach Hinduism or Buddhism. For me, it's about just sitting with myself and bringing all myself into myself, because I notice we're all so externally referenced, and life starts taking
I know it's in there too.
I feel
really picky as I get
closest to
older.
myself, the calmest, the most in alignment with myself when I sit.
Where is your altar in your house, if you don't
It's
mind
in
me
my
asking?
bedroom.
Nice to see you too.
Yeah, and sometimes after I work out, I notice I'm kind of fatigued.
Yeah,
So it's a good time to sit. I just feel sort of spent.
I need to call her tonight anyway, so I'll tell her.
Highly recommended. It's like one of the first tools I teach in my toll belt is.
I'm happy to meet you. I feel really actually like work. At first I was like, oh, I'm doing this holiday thing.
Well, I had trouble finding
the reason I did this, and sometimes it's not gaining clientele, but actually like making networking and learning to contact them.
That's the beauty of the mystery, right? You never know. Anila and I, sometimes we drive somewhere and we're like, what's it going to be? Magic happens when you just follow the flow. And one thing I noticed about God is God always has a way better plan than I do. It's always like that, I look back at my life and some of the crazy things I prayed for or really wanted. I think, oh, thank God that didn't work out.
Well, and sometimes too, you find like when you're like, I really have to do this, and you like rush to do that, and then you're like, I just didn't really turn out to be what I thought it was going to be.
Well, for you, the word that keeps coming is discipline. Just discipline. And you know what, someday, how about this? What if I told you someday you will not make that sound when
7 going on like 10. Really.
Okay.
Like my head's like, I'm a little kid still.
Perfect. I think
wanna
a
play.
lot of us relate to that.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, they say, I'm a Capricorn, and they say like Capricorns are like old when you're young, and like young when you're old. And so I'm always like serious in my head, but everything else like, oh, I'll just play for 10 more minutes. And then
Well, one thing I noticed, no matter what sign anybody is or where anybody's been, there's certain absolute truths about turning creative idea into material form. And almost everybody goes through that process of discipline. It's what it takes. It takes harnessing that creativity in a disciplined manner and turning it into something that you can do something with. That is what separates most artists from success. Until you can master that, it will master you. Your mind will just take you. And I know many people older, you know, Tom and I can attest to it. Lots of older people are still telling that same story. I have so many things I want to do. I have it. It's like, wow, man, you were telling that story at 28.
Well, Lisa asked me why I wanted to get a job here. I'm actually a world certified health spa therapist. I have an international diploma. I can go anywhere in 36 countries as a massage therapist. I was at 21 one of the first 5 people in the United States to get the licensure.
So you have discipline.
So I have the discipline, but then I like was like, oh, I'm gonna go drink and hang out with my friends and be irresponsible and create bills for myself, and you get into that rut. And then I opened my own business and held down an office by myself for the last year, but I wasn't making any money, and I was like, oh. And Lisa's like, why do you want to get a job? I'm like, I need a boss.
Yeah, it's good to know about yourself. Not everybody is.
And it's like, because I would have this office and I'd pay to work and I'd have all these advertising opportunities, and then I wouldn't have work one day and I'd be like, oh, I'm just not going to go in. Or I'd have a week worth of work and I'd make all this money and I'd be like, oh, I don't have to worry about making sure everyone has their appointment for next week. And then all of a sudden next week, no appointments. And so finally I'm like, Lisa, like, there's 25 people here. There's all women of all different ages, all different backgrounds. I'm like, I know everyone goes to work.
Is
and
that
maybe you don't
coffee
work on
in your
Mondays.
cup?
It is. What? Which
That's an interesting choice for you, right? Because you like the adrenaline. You like,
I do. I was like tired. I was like, I need coffee.
you know, but I'm just saying, I notice there's certain of us types that we thrive on it, and those are things you start to learn. Like, we like the juice, but the juice creates more frenetic energy. It doesn't produce the results we want, right? So you're learning that. You're in that phase of your life where you're learning this behavior creates this. This creates
Very much.
So less
Very
focused then?
yeah.
Well, now I know that I'm here. There's other people here that are working every day. That are making money. So even if there's a day where like I only have one appointment, I know I can come to work an hour early because maybe someone else needs something, or maybe I can help here do this, or like I came in early just to open.
Yeah.
You know?
And I just
that
learned
gave me that
something about
opportunity,
you with your boyfriend. I can see now.
You know why I
Question.
like him though? He's a civil engineer. He pays all his bills on time. His parents own an ashram. He's disciplined. Exactly. And you know what bugs me the most? You know what bugs me the most is that the reason he plays video games for 5 hours at a time is because he has nothing else to do. He's paid all his bills. No, not at all.
You're like, do one thing for 5 hours in a row?
I can't, no. And I'm like, why do you get to have fun for 5 hours when you get off work? And I'm still like, I'm going to pay that traffic ticket tomorrow.
Right?
Because I'm speeding to work because I woke up late.
Yeah. That's beautiful. Perfect little
But it bounces. I mean, we don't
teacher.
fight. It just, they're little things. And it's not only, because he's not mean. He's the nicest person in the world, but it bugs me. So we play video games every day.
It's a good fear for you. You should get my book. That's the first tool. I'll give it to you.
Thank you.
And then
That's awesome.
you will pay me back someday.
I can pay you today.
No, I don't think that's a good idea, really.
Yeah.
But I think that you will pay me back. But I think that you need to. I prefer you pay your traffic ticket, but I do want you to pay me back someday. Will you make that agreement with me? Okay.
Yeah.
Just like that.